Greetings, fellow traders. Bubblehead here, and it's time for the daily market wrap for Wednesday, May the 6th, 2020. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. All right, let's check and see where we left off in the market today. So SPX, monthly chart, still double inside month. Turning red right now as it was rejecting the mid Bollinger Band here on the monthly chart. Weekly chart, upper shadow last week off of the closing, off of the open gap, right, and couldn't get into that inside week level right here. Now it's starting to form an open upper shadow on this week. Now it's getting very interesting. Two more trading days left on this week. If this week turns red, there's a high probability that we're going to test the low end of that inside week. So that gets kind of interesting there. We are, just before we get all excited though, we are still in the congestion zone. We're below the upward trend line. We're in the trend box, okay, and we're in the congestion zone. Okay, so here's the trend box right here over below Monday's lows, right? But we have cloud here. We got a lot of kind of support levels right here. So it was choppy today. It finally picked up a little bit at the end of the day and gave us some move, but it took forever for us. So we pointed that out on the live stream tonight. That just we pointed out some options on that one. It was today's expiration day. Very, very fast stuff at the end of the day. That's why sometimes it makes sense to look at not next week's, but in this case, look at Friday's options on the SPY if you're trading that. Speaking of SPY, let's go ahead and pull that one up here. Take a look at the price action today. Okay, so SPY ended up with an inside day today, okay, but ended up kind of pushing down at the end of the day, so that finally got a move right here. You can see here off of the inside 15. It took a while, guys. There was a couple different triangles that we were looking at right here. There was this one initially today, right? And it just was so choppy today, and it finally got through this. I like to call this the Barracuda mouth. Right, because you have here's your fish head right there, and there's your mouth, right? We finally broke down through there at the end of the day, and it gave a nice sharp move to the downside. But goodness gracious, we waited so long for that. It gave it right at the end. Same thing as yesterday. Yesterday was choppy day, right? We had to wait till here to get a move. So same thing here, right? We got that move down, but today was even choppier because the moves were so much faster. Yesterday, like at least we ground up a little bit, right? We're just kind of grindy. You can make some money to the upside, things like that. But today it was just like any way it went. It was just a full triangle today and just big wicks and very, very challenging, right? You did have this nice upper wick right here off the 15-hour blow. That did give a move, but it was still tricky. The whole day was really, really tricky, really tight ranges and fast. So, but this is a good move right here at the end of the day, and so let's see if we get any follow through on that one to the downside going into tomorrow. Let's take a look at the ES here. So you see the ES, again, guys, we were up pretty high today, and then, again, same thing right here. Broke down here through the Barracuda mouth on the ES as well, right, and gave you that sharp move down here. It looks like it's still down here, down about 25 points, or 24 3/4 here into the after hours session. So we'll see how that goes there. MES, same thing. Let's take a look at the Qs. Okay, so Qs again a little bit tricky right here. It had just this kind of this reverse fry pan top, right? So it was trying to get over this ascending triangle today. Just couldn't do it today. I mean, Apple was trying to lead the way. Amazon was trying to push today, and just couldn't get it up there, right? And you can see here we just very, very choppy stuff here as well, right? And had a breakdown there at the end of the day. Let's say I got a request here from the IWM. We can add this to our evening analyses here. But IWM, same thing as everything else, right? So this not necessarily led the way down, but it certainly worked its way down here today. It's in very, very similar stuff. This one's in the cloud as opposed to the SPY and the Qs, which are above the cloud. So we have that going on. It's a little bit in the kind of the sloppy zone right here, but the 50 MA is still working its way down. So let's see how that holds up going into the next couple days and into next week. So good stuff there. All right, let's take a look at some of the bigger names out there. Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple ended up finishing green today, but just kind of gave a doji right here at this ascending triangle level. It's still above the trend line, lower volume, and struggled a little bit today, right? So you kind of see, I mean, just look how nasty that is. Look at those upper shadows of the 15-hour high. Just, at least it tells you that it wants to go down. Now, trying to get a lower level is tough. Lower shadow, lower shadow, lower shadow, right? You got to wait for these key geometric breakouts, right? And in this case here, it was just with the rest of the market, right? Ended up going down at the end of the day too, and even that was tough too. You had that big lower shadow on it, so tricky. Tesla, pretty strong move at the end of the toward the end of the day, right? You had a double inside 15, another double inside 15 push to the upside. So it gave a little bit of a move up there, but ended up being a spinning top here. It's holding the 80 MA. Remember the rule of Tesla, don't short Tesla. So that's what we saw today. So still holding the 80 MA on Tesla. All right, let's run through a couple other ones that are out there. So SPCE, pretty interesting stuff. Let's look at Amazon for a look at space, because Amazon was like kind of like the mover today, and it still wasn't even a really big range for it. It was up like 40 points today, and really didn't do it until here. So that tried to carry the market a little bit, but just you know, couldn't get any legs. You know, so and it's tough because the spreads are really crazy on it, and it's just been out of play. SPCE though, take a look here. So pretty nice here intraday. You got a huge volume spike intraday. You got to take notice of that stuff. When you have more volume on a 15-minute candle than you have at the open, you got to look and see like, hey, where could this thing go? So once you get over the 15 orb high, it gave you a nice move up. Several of our members did well on that one today. So it's right into the daily cloud. So we'll see if that gets any follow through in that one. But a nice intraday move on that. AMD. Let's take a look here. So AMD inside day today, upper shadow. We're still holding the trend line right here, but it did show some relative, or did show some weakness today. A little bit weak at the open. It tried to show some strength early, real choppy, and then with kind of the rest of the semis there, just kind of took a sharp move down at the end of the day. It ended up closing over its 15 orb high. So inside day to finish as we go into another trading day tomorrow. A few earnings ones that are out there. Square. Upper shadow here today, so let's see if it sometimes it gives us a nice 15 orb trade. So big push down here after its earnings report tonight, this evening. So let's see how that holds going into tomorrow. Another one that we have on the radar as well is PayPal. Okay, similar to Square, right? Another move down on this. So a couple payment processor type ones. Snap. Okay, no earnings. Snap, guys. Snap is tough. Snap is a tough one to trade. Penny spreads, and it takes forever to move. And it's just tough because then, you know, you can over leverage yourself on it, and then it pulls back, you know, by the time it pulls back 10 cents, we normally have a stop, right? It can be really painful. So this is a tough one, you know, on a day trading level. But we'll keep an eye on it here on the longer term time frame. I like the cup handle. I like the handle. So let's see if we break out and give a potential swing move on Snap. Let's take a look at another earnings one, Lyft. So Lyft ended up holding the cloud low today with the lower shadow. I'm not saying that's a projection that's going to have great earnings. In fact, I think their earnings were down, but they had good guidance. And so that's up here after hours. Keep an eye on Lyft to see how that goes into tomorrow. Definitely could see some squeezing going on here because a lot of folks were short on it based on, one, the economy being bad, and, you know, and two, that, you know, like California is like suing them and Uber. So you got to keep an eye on that one too. Wynn, on the other hand, just got demolished, right there. I mean, minus 3.5. I mean, they missed their earnings mark by a lot, and so that's down there. They're canceling their quarterly dividend. I mean, it's just suffering right here. As you can imagine, no one's going to the casinos, right? Because they're basically off limits, right? So anyway, so you can see that right there. So we'll see what kind of follow through that gets into tomorrow. Peloton. Peloton's actually up. They had bad earnings, worse earnings than expected, but I think they had good guidance, and so that's kind of working its way up there a little bit. So see how that goes into tomorrow. Again, it had some pretty bullish activity today, double inside 15, which worked its way up out of the 15 orb today as well. And then finally, mRNA, I believe, reports in the morning. So that could be an interesting one to see what Moderna's got to say, right? That's been a Corona crash favorite, right? So definitely want to keep an eye on there. All right, guys. Well, good stuff, guys. Appreciate the requests. Appreciate all the retweets and the likes. And if you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. And we hope to see you tonight on the free YouTube live stream on the Bellhood channel at 9:30 Eastern time, where we'll go over technical ideas and chart requests there. So appreciate everybody's support. I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. Stay healthy out there. Remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.